Hey guys, so this video I was going to do a few competition clip breakdowns. Learning by watching competition footage has always been a huge aspect of my development in jiu-jitsu, but for a lot of people it can be kind of tricky because they don't know what to look for. So I'm going to start trying to do more content where I do live breakdowns like this, mixing in the mat cam and the actual match so that you guys can both enjoy watching the fights and also have kind of narration from someone who really knows the positions. Also, if you guys have any match requests or questions for future videos, please comment and let me know. It helps support the channel. Thanks. All right, so let's look at this sequence in full. So right now, Lucas's left hand is controlling this non-De La Riva leg. He's usually looking to trap that in between his legs to either go for a knee cut or a folding pass. The right hand is on the lapel here. So what's going to happen is as Lucas starts to trap the leg, Alex on bottom starts to go for this Kyotaro ankle lock grip. You can see as he starts to feed the Kyotaro ankle lock grip, if you don't know what the Kyotaro ankle lock grip is, I'll show it on the mat in a second, but it's basically where the guy takes his left arm and goes all the way through to try to apply an ankle lock from De La Riva, right? So when the guy goes for this, trapping the leg can be a bit dangerous. So what Lucas does instead is he turns his toes inward and starts to lift his right heel. And with his left arm, instead of trapping this leg, he's actually pushing it, trying to keep it from going in between his legs. Now Lucas slowly applies pressure. He starts to get his heel to raise, and this is going to break that grip. And then eventually Alex is going to have to switch back to a regular De La Riva control. So now Alex can feel that he's about to lose that position. So he's grabbing this lapel to go for some kind of a lapel entanglement as soon as he loses the position. So right here, now you can see Alex just lost it. So now he switches back to the ankle in like a classic De La Riva style control. And now what's going to happen is as soon as he goes here, Lucas starts to move, Alex is going to let go and switch to this lapel. Now it looks like he's trying to set up some kind of a lapel guard variation, like a ringworm or something like that. So because Lucas already had a good grip on this leg, he's starting to push it towards the floor. So now Alex tries to throw this lasso over to defend. And what's going to happen is normally when you circle back to the other side after this lasso, you can take your right hand and grab this knee and have a good Toriando threat to the side. But what Lucas does is instead of going to the knee, he grabs the lapel after Alex lassos. So he gets this like lapel and far leg control, which is like a modified, really powerful Toriando grip. So he's going to now persist to this side here and try to pass. As he goes, Alex is able to start sneaking this right foot to the bicep, which is going to make it harder for Lucas to finish on that side. So then Lucas decides to switch to a one-arm throw by here, where he can now throw by. And now as he goes, you can see Alex tries to sit up and do a stiff arm recompose. And then Lucas is going to impact hard with his right shoulder and pull his left arm out so he can try to secure the pass. As he gets down tight on the pass, this is almost certainly going to be a pass. Alex chooses to turtle, which is going to lead to Lucas taking the back. And now he's progressing from here. So we're here in the Kyotaro ankle lock grip. So the first thing Lucas does is he's blocking here. The right hand's either on the lapel or the knee. This left hand, I actually don't want to trap this right now because he can push me out and then go ahead and do the Kyotaro ankle lock here. And he can knock me down to go for this ankle lock, right? So what we're doing here is he's holding this, keeping it tight so he can't put it in between the legs. And now go ahead and put the, yeah. Now I come up on my toes and I want to turn my toes inward because this applies pressure and makes it hard to keep that grip. Now I can kind of push this leg down and go back. From here, he switches back to a normal De La Riva, and then he has this lapel grip and he extends this leg past the body. So here he's looking to spin out to this other side. I'll turn this way. To go into like a lapel guard variation. From here, Lucas already has the lapel in this leg, so he drops here. So now Lucas is about to come in around a cut and he lassos, right? So when this lassos over, sometimes here you can drop and grab the knee and do a Toriando, but what Lucas does that's interesting is he gets this high lapel grip here. So this leg's pinned, and now I can finish the Toriando here. But what happens is as he does it, Alex starts to get this right foot here in the bicep, and Lucas uses that to do a throw by. Alex tries to frame here to come up, keep coming up. Boom, and he drops in hard with the right shoulder and comes in on the pass here. All right, so let's look at another sequence here from Meregali versus Dylan Dennis, where he does a nice transition from far side collar sleeve to De La Riva X and sweeps. Okay, so here Meregali's playing collar sleeve on the right side, which is the side I usually call it far side collar sleeve. It's just when you're attacking the side that's farthest away from you, as opposed to here Meregali could have the sleeve of the side of the leg he's leading with, which would be a little bit different. So when you attack the far side, your opponent's elbow usually isn't as tight because it's far away, so you can attack the omoplata and triangle easier. What happens in this case, though, is Dennis puts his right knee up at the center. It's a very common response. So what Meregali uses this as a way to segue to a really deep De La Riva hook. So he takes that left foot off the shoulder bicep, and now he can start threading it into a really deep De La Riva here. From here, he goes straight to the De La Riva X position, and now he has a cross collar and this far sleeve, making it really easy to forward bump him forward to take the sweep and come up on top here. Okay, so he finishes the sweep there. All right, so let's look at that on the mat. All right, the next sequence with Meregali here. So Meregali's playing with this far side collar sleeve here with the left foot in the bicep, the cross collar in the sleeve here. So here it's easy to attack the omoplata and triangle because this elbow is usually removed. So often people will put this right knee in the way to kind of defend that. But often what that allows is for this deep De La Riva hook to come in. So Meregali lets go of this cross collar grip and he switches to the ankle to deep lace this left foot, and now the right foot butterfly hooks. From here he can sit up, and now he goes back to the collar and pulls, which pulls his balance in. And as I drive forward with my left knee, I can easily knock this guy over, come up on top, and you have a great position. Often you can even pass from here really easily. All right, so let's look at this full sequence here. So Felipe Andrew is looking for double sleeve control, and Hilton Jose Jr. often likes to hold the belt or the pants here to make it hard to go for. So you're going to see Felipe Andrew do a lot of like lassoing and grip changing, because what you're usually looking for the double sleeve triangle is to get one leg lassoed and the other one in the bicep, because then when you take the lasso off, you're immediately in a triangle. So here what happens is now right here you can see Felipe Andrew has this right lasso and he set his left foot in the bicep, and now he's got the sleeve. So when this right leg unlassos from here, his hip is going to shoot up into a tight triangle choke, right? There he's got it. He pushes off, gets some space, resets that left spider hook, and right here he's going to unlasso. Boom, there's the triangle. So this is the first one. He's going to miss it, and then he's going to transition again and do a similar sequence on the other side. So now here you can see on this side, Felipe Andrew has a right leg. It's not a lasso. It's actually going to be a spider hook. It's a lasso when the right leg is around the outside and over. In this case, it's on the bicep. You'll see it on the mat when I show it. So now he's got the right spider hook. That left arm, he just switched to inside to turn it into a lasso grip, right? So I'm going to rewind a little bit here. So you can see what happens here is right now, Felipe Andrew has two spider hooks, and he's going to switch his left hand from the outside to the inside, making this left side now a lasso. So now that he has the lasso, when he gets the sleeve, if he unlassos and shoots his hip up, he's going to be in another triangle right there. So now he hits the triangle, and this time he gets the finish. All right, let's look at that on the mat. All right, so let's look at these Felipe Andrew triangle setups. So one big thing to understand when you're doing this is if I have one lasso and the other one is like in the bicep as a spider hook, then as soon as I unlasso, if I shoot my hips up, I'm in a triangle choke, okay? So this is a constant pattern that Felipe Andrew is looking for this. So the first triangle, Felipe Andrew has a lasso on the right side, it's kind of shallow, and then this guy keeps re-looping, so he pushes to get this back in here, and then he shoots for the triangle here. Right? Eventually, Hilton kind of gets out, he loses the position, he recomposes, and then now the second time, he has like kind of two spider hooks, and Hilton has like a lapel grip here, right? Like this. So Felipe Andrew here is like this. So if with this grip, it's like two spider hooks, and he has the lapel here. Here, if I shoot the triangle, I don't have it. So he does this subtle shift where he lets go of the left hand on the outside and comes to the inside, and now it becomes a lasso. So it's a very subtle thing. It's hard to notice when you're on top. And from here, now this space that before wasn't really a danger, now when he goes back here, he shoots the hip up, and he's back in the triangle and gets the finish from here.